Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you to our session. Today, the topic that we'll be dealing with is why do we behave the way we behave? Yeah. So let us recap. So the objective of this class is to enable us to be able to read the shlok and to understand the meaning of the shlok and to help understand the basic philosophy of Gita. Now, we are in third chapter, chapter number 3. And what we have covered till now is Arjun's confusion, action, renunciation or action. Then Nishkam Karma Yoga is better for Arjun. From Karm Kand to Karma Yoga, the mark. And then we are currently in the topic Nishkam Karma Yoga. After that, we have conquering lust, and the chapter will be ending with the glories of chapter 3 from Padma Purana. So let us summarize what we have learned till now, right? So the first two shlok of this chapter talks about Arjun's confusion. And he says that, should I really work or should I renounce? I'm not very clear. And this happened because of one shlok that Krishna spoke in the previous chapter. He talked about Durena Havaram Karma Buddhi Yoga Yogeda Dhananjaya. O Dhananjaya, O Arjun, you come out of this using your intelligence, come out of this, all the abominable activity, you should be away from that. Now Arjun is wondering that this war for which I'm standing here is such a abominable activity. Who would like to kill their own relatives, right? If it is so, then why should I fight? Yeah. If Krishna is asking me to, come out of this abominable activity, then why is he asking me to fight? One side he is telling me that, second. So this is the confusion that Arjun had. And he puts this point in front of Krishna. That should I really work? And he said, I want to run shit. I want to go to forest, right? So then Krishna explains in this first two 9 stroke. He says, no, you cannot have inaction. You cannot do inaction. Because even if you go and do nothing, that is a sin. Because you're not doing anything. When you're supposed to work, you are supposed to carry out your activity, your duty, but you have taken a decision of not doing any action, which is what Arjun wants to do, renunciation, which is nothing but a sin. So you should not do it. Then Krishna explains that the soul is always active. It cannot remain inactive even for a minute. We know if it's inactive, it is dead. So you don't have an option that, if it is born in this living world, we are subjected to the modes of material nature. And then he says, unless you are mature enough for renunciation, if you go and do renunciation, then you are mithyachari. You are pretending to renounce, which will be only short-lived. You are internally not renounced, and your actual nature of a Kshatriya will actually come up. And when it come up, you will be struggling and you will come back. And once you have renunciated, coming back is it will become again not possible for you. So that's what he explains to Krishna, to Arjun. And then he says, a person in the process of renunciation, a person who is sincerely trying to control his senses and is doing the prescribed duty is much better, is much superior than not doing the activity. And then finally he says in 3.9 that not only do that, do your prescribed duty, but also do it as an offering to Vishnu. Now, after all these things when Krishna has explained, Arjun is still looking at Krishna. Now, Krishna looking at him, Arjun thought that Arjun has not understood what he wants to tell. So he says, okay, let me take him from the basic level and take him to the ladder, yoga ladder. So he started explaining to him about Karm Kand. Yeah, that is the next part of the next slok where we talk about from the ladder from Karm Kand to Karma Yoga. So he says, when the living entities were created, along with that, what happened? What was said? Ved was said, and the process of yajna was sent. The process of doing yajna was sent, and it was done so that yes, you are coming to this material world because you want to enjoy, but the thing is, that is not your actual goal. You are actually a part and parcel of Supreme Lord, and you have to go back there. So along with that, Krishna had sent yajna. So if by performing yajna, you will actually slowly get purified, you will finally get linked back to Krishna and come back to Godhead. That is how the entire Sanatan Dharma Varnashram system has been laid out, right? So that's what he explained in the next section from 10 to 16. And then he explained that whatever is there, everything has been provided by God. There is nothing that is actually created. Anything, whatever we eat, any food, fruits, whatever the raw materials used for everything is given by God. So he says, those who are just taking it, enjoying it, but not returning it back to Krishna, who are they? They are thieves. They are thieves. And they are doing sin by not offering it to them, back to Krishna. And then he explained about the cycle of sacrifice. And he says that in Veda, the cycle of sacrifice has been formed, and we need to follow that. And those who are not following the cycle of sacrifice, they are actually living a futile life. So what is the cycle of sacrifice? The cycle of sacrifice is that all living beings, they depend upon food grains. Everyone, if it's living, they need food grains to sustain, right? How does the food grains come? It only comes from rains. It comes from rains. How does the rain come? Rain comes from yajna. Where is it written, and why? If it comes from yajna, and we have to do yajna as per our prescribed duty. We must do yajna as per our prescribed duty. Where is it written that this is your prescribed duty and then you must do yajna? It is written in Vedas. That is how we are supposed to follow that. And who has written the Vedas? This comes from Supreme Lord himself. And so all living beings, whatever they are eating, they should actually offer it to Supreme Lord back, so that the cycle is complete, right? Now, in this Kali Yuga age, we don't know Vedas. We don't know how to perform the right way of yajna. I mean, it's really difficult. So the easiest thing that can be done, or the Yug mantra, is chant the holy name of God. So what is the easiest thing we can do is, we can actually chant the holy name of God, and whatever we are eating, we should offer that to Krishna and then take the prasad. Yeah, that is the Kali Yuga dharma, and that is what we should be doing. Then last class we talked about Nishkam Karma Yoga. Now, after listening all these things, Arjun is still looking at Krishna. Yeah, so he explained the process, and then he started talking about to Arjun. Arjun is wondering, fine, I know, I mean, I'm already realized I want to go away. I don't want to work. Why do you still want me to work? That is a question which is in Arjun's mind. So Krishna then starts talking about the self-realized person. Who is the self-realized person? Who has a very clear understanding about the body and soul, the difference between the body and soul. And he also has understood that what is, like, he has now arrived. He has dedicated his everything to Krishna, to God. That is what is he has. Now, Arjun's question is, then, I am self-realized. Why should I work? So Krishna explains to Arjun that whatever a leader does, a common man follows. The common man follows. And then he gives an example of Janak, King Janak. Now, King Janak, his son-in-law is Bhagwan himself, Ram himself, right? Sita is daughter. Now, he himself, who could be more self-realized than Janak? Yeah, he knew the entire what it is, but still, he did his prescribed duty. Why did he do his prescribed duty? Because whatever he'll do, yato raja tato praja, whatever he'll do, similarly the others will follow, right? So Raja, although he need not do anything, but still he is living a life and doing all his duty properly, so that whoever is a common man who cannot understand and is not self-realized should not get into a wrong path, and see how exactly the thing should be led and life should be led, and accordingly they follow it. Yeah. So Krishna gives an example of King Janak, and then he gives an example of himself. He says, I don't have to do anything. The entire thing. I mean, I am the Bij Pradam Prada. I am the creator of everything. But still, and if I don't act, what will happen? Everything will go hayway. But still, I act. I do my prescribed duty. Why do I do my prescribed duty? Because if I don't do my prescribed duty, what will happen? People will follow me. And when people will follow me, what will happen? What will happen? They will go a wrong path. And then I explained about the questions about, following. Then what about Ras Leela? Krishna could be given example. Okay, then if it is there in Kalyug terms, it is like, okay, is that right? Or then we talked about the lot of incidents that happen the in the Kurukshetra Yudh, where he took some decisions which were not in a common man's language, may not be seen properly. But then the answer to it, this is Krishna. Whoever is in contact with Krishna or coming with Krishna, they are great, great, great devotees. And they have spent their multiple lifetimes to achieve what they have achieved today, to be with Krishna. And Krishna, for him, he's a Bhaktvatsala. So for him, his devotees are higher than anything. Yeah. So he lives his, yeah. So the last stroke that we ended our class was with the as the ignorant perform their duty with attachment to results, the learned man similarly act, but without attachment. So it talks about the two type of people, the learned people and the ignorant people. What does the ignorant people do? They do their work with attachment to the results. And what does the learned people do? What a learned person, whatever will do, will offer the fruits to Krishna. Now, it doesn't mean that when you're offering to Krishna, then you doesn't have anything. Whatever you're doing, just live a normal life, but offer it to Krishna and take from Krishna for running your normal life. Yeah, that is the meaning of it. So we start now with the Nishkam Karma Yoga. Will continue, and let's go to Shlok number 26. Yeah, third chapter, Shlok number 26. न बुद्धि भेदम जनयेत अज्ञानम कर्म संगिनाम जोष्येत सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान युक्त समाचरन् न बुद्धि भेदम जनयेत अज्ञानम कर्म संगिनाम जोषयेत सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान युक्त समाचरन् बराबर प्रभु
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत्
न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत्
अज्ञानं कर्म संगिनाम् जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि
विद्वान युक्तः समाचरन्. So, in the previous shlok, we talk about two people. One is an ignorant who is attached to the fruitive results, and the other one who is a learned and who knows what is the right thing to do and how to live the life, right? So the question that Arjun has is, how should a learned man deal with an ignorant person? Yeah. So we say that, we have to help people to go in the path of Krishna consciousness. Now, someone who understands things and someone who is already too much attached to the material activity. So how should the dealings between both of them should be? Yeah. So Krishna says, Ajnanam karma sanginam. So who is the Agya, the ignorant person? What is he doing? Karma sanginam. He is totally attached to the fruitive results. He said, Na buddhi bhedam janayed. Do not disturb him. Do not let him, do not disturb his intelligence. Whatever he is doing in the process, do not just go and say, no, what you're doing is wrong. That's if you do, this will happen. No. If you are going to do that, you are actually going to bewilder the person. The person will get, what is this? Suddenly, I don't know. I mean, he is not at that level to understand it. You start talking to him some things at a much higher goal, the person will get confused. And he may stop doing things and he doesn't know. He'll get confused, right? So do not disrupt their normal routine. Yeah, then what should be done? Vidwan yukta samacharan. The vidwan, what will do? Continue what you are doing. Keep on doing your activity the way you are doing, but joshyet sarvakarmani. Sarvakarma, all the work that you are doing, try to dovetail, try to put the ignorant person, try to put the less intelligent person in that path. In the sense, ask for help. Okay, can you do this? Slowly, by giving devotional service to the person, help that person to understand. Why don't you chant few rounds? Why don't you, just chant 11 count of Mahamantra, right? Why don't you come and do some, why don't you just offer a diya? Why don't you come along with me to temple? So what will happen? Slowly, by doing this small, instead of explaining the entire philosophy, slowly putting that person in your association, the person who is a learned person in their association, what will happen? They will start looking at it and start following it with small baby steps. And down the line, they will start questioning what is happening, and they will understand and will actually get more, will get attached and will start growing in that path. Understood? That is how a learned person should deal with a person who is not so much inclined towards the spiritual activity. Yeah. So now let's read the meaning of it. So as not to disturb the minds of ignorant men,
So as not to disturb the minds of ignorant men,
attached to the fruitive results of prescribed duties,
attached to the future process of prescribed duties,
a learned person
a learned person
should not induce them to stop work.
should not reduce them to stop work.
Rather,
Rather,
by working in the spirit of devotion,
by working in the spirit of devotion,
he should engage them
he should engage them
in all sorts of activity
in all sorts of activities
for the gradual development of Krishna consciousness.
for the gradual development of Krishna.
Fine. This is how the dealing should be between both the yeah. So now think about Srila Prabhupada. At the age of 67, 68, that old man from here, he went from here all the way to west. Yeah. He was a pure devotee. He was a pure devotee. When he landed there, it was the highest form of materialism that you can see. Materialistic pleasure. Yeah. Everyone is running after material happiness. Yeah. And he, going there, he could convert all of them, so many of them, into pure devotees. How could he do that? Someone who doesn't understand who are totally different in culture, who are totally, not at all knowing what we're talking about Krishna, who Krishna is, what Bhagavad Gita is. Yeah. So he started initially with a group of hippies. Yeah? And they were totally into drugs and other things. And finally, he helped them to itself convert them from that to devotees. Yeah. And how he started doing it? By helping them, chanting along with them, dancing along with them, but everything towards Krishna, whatever. So first thing is it was purity, right? So this is how a learned persons deal with ignorant people and help them to move towards the spiritual path, right? We go to the next shlok. Prakrite kriyamanani gudaihi karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. Prakrite kriyamanani gudaihi karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. Nisha. Prakrite kriyamanani gudaihi karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. So now Krishna says, how do you recognize who is an ignorant person? Right? How do we know that this person is an ignorant person? So let's read the second part of the second line. It says, kartaham iti manyate. Kartaham iti manyate means, kartaham means I am the doer. Karta is action. Iti manyate. What does he believe? That I am the doer. Yeah, everything that's happening is because of me. Kartaham iti manyate. Who is like that? Who thinks like that? Ahankara vimud atma. Vimud is foolish. Vimud is foolish. Foolish atma, the foolish soul, foolish person, what do they do? Because of their ahankar. Ahankar means ego, pride. Yeah. So they think everything that is happening in my life or whatever is around me is because of me. Is because of me. So this is how the ignorant man thinks. Now let's look at the first line. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha. So there are two words, prakrite and gunai. And today we will be going in detail about these two words. Prakriti is material nature and gunai is modes of material nature. So what happens? It is not that you do it, but it is because of the material nature and the modes of material nature that is inflicting on us, because of which it happens. So there are three. How does it happen? So a living entity desires something. Yeah, it desires something. Now, when the living entity desires, the Paramatma sitting in the heart looks at your desire, and based on your karma, based on your, again, he approves it. Yeah. And then once it is approved, it is the Prakriti, it's a mode of material nature that make it happen. The situation around you will get created so that you are able to achieve it. Someone wants to smoke. Yeah. He has an intense desire, I want to do that. Although belongs to a very different family, not have that culture. Yeah. So what has happened? That desire is coming from the living entity. And then based on your karma, based on other things, it gets approved by the Supreme Personality of Godhead in your super soul inside. Then you will be put into such an association. By default, you will start getting attracted, so that once it is approved, the situation around you will start changing, so that you get into an environment where it will become easy for you to do it. But desire comes from whom? It comes from the living entity. So this is the process that gets followed. So let's read the meaning. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actually carried out by the three modes of material nature. So it's very important for us to understand what is this three modes of material nature. Let's go into that, right? So my class will mainly be on that today. So we'll talk about material energies and modes of material nature. This is what we'll be talking. So we go to the 7th chapter, 4th shlok. 7th chapter, 4th shlok. Chapter number 7. Yeah. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu Khammano buddhireva cha ahankara itiyam me bhinna prakritirashtadha bhumirapo nalo vayuhu Khammano buddhireva cha ahankara itiyam me bhinna prakritirashtadha. Or Vaishnavi. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu Khammano buddhireva cha ahankara idiyam me bhinna prakritirashtadha. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. Repeat it. Earth, water, fire, air, ether.
water, fire, and ether,
mind, intelligence, and false ego.
mind, intelligence, and false ego.
All together,
Altogether,
these 8 constitute
these eight constitute
my separated material energies.
my separated material energies.
Right? So, Krishna's energies are these 8. Yeah, which are, we say that, our gross body, everything is made up of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Everything after we die, everything gets, anything that it gets ended into that, right? That's called the gross elements, right? And then what is mind, intelligence, and false ego? That is your subtle element. So when we die, the subtle body moves along with us. Yeah. So this mind, intelligence, false ego is our soul. Sorry, not false ego. Soul goes with us, right? So these are the gross and material elements, subtle elements, and everything. The Prakriti is made up of these 8 things. Yeah. So that is what are and the material energy. It consists of 3 modes of material nature. The material energy, it consists of 3 modes. And what are the 3 modes? Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Yeah. And anything that we have, any behaviors that we have, it is because of the impact of this Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas on us. So as soon as the living entity gets touched in this material world, comes into this material world, it becomes conditioned. It becomes conditioned. When you say it becomes conditioned by the 3 modes of material nature. Are you able to understand me? As soon as the living entity is pure, as soon as the living entity comes into touch with this material world, it gets conditioned by the 3 modes of material nature based on our past karmas and other things. And these 3 modes are Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. And each of us will have a different combination of it in a different time and space. No one is pure Tamas, Sattva, Rajas, or Tamas. It's a combination. And how you can, if you have to compare it with scientifically, we have the 3 primary colors, which is RYB. Right? They are the red, yellow, blue. They are the 5 primary colors. But all colors are actually made from these colors, right? Similarly, that is why all of us have these 3, are under the influence of these 3 modes of material nature: Sattvam, Rajas, and Tamas. But all of our natures are different because the combination of each is different in each of us. That is how the behavior comes. The proportion will be different in different people, right? Now let us go to the next slok. This is in chapter number 14. Chapter number 14 is called Mode of Material Nature. Please go to chapter number 14. Chapter number 14 is called Mode of Material Nature.
595.
Mode of Material Nature.
599. First
14th slok, 5th slok. Yeah, 14th chapter, 5th slok. We'll start from there. Right? We all are there?
Yes.
Sattvam Rajastama iti
Sattvam Rajastama iti
Guna Prakriti Sambhava
Prakriti Sambhava
Nibadnanti Mahabaho
Nibadnanti Mahabaho
Dehe Dehinam Avyayam
Dehinam Avyayam
Sattvam Rajastama iti
Sattvam Rajastama iti
Guna Prakriti Sambhava Nibadnanti Mahabaho
Nibadnanti Mahabaho
Dehe Dehinam Avyayam.
Dehinam Avyayam
Mataji.
Sattvam Rajastama iti
Sattvam Rajastama iti
Guna Prakriti Sambhava
Guna Prakriti Sambhava
Nibadnanti Mahabaho
Nibadnanti Mahabaho
Dehinam Avyayam
Dehe Dehinam Avyayam. So Mahabaho is who? Arjun. Now Krishna is explaining to Arjun. What is he saying? Material nature consists of 3 modes. Repeat after me.
Material nature consists of 3 modes:
Goodness, passion, and ignorance.
goodness, passion, and ignorance.
When the eternal living entity
When the eternal living entity
comes in contact with nature,
comes in contact with nature,
O mighty armed Arjun,
O mighty Arjun,
he becomes conditioned by these modes.
he becomes conditioned by these modes.
Clear? So, as soon as the living entity comes in contact with the material world, it gets conditioned by these three modes, right? Now, good means quality, modes of material quality. Good also means ropes. Good also means rope. Now, we can imagine that the people who are in the mode of goodness are tied to a gold rope made up of gold. The people who are in mode of rajas, passion, they are tied to a silver rope, tied by a silver rope, right? And the people who are in the mode of ignorance, they are tied by a iron rope. Yeah, iron, some metal. Yeah. So this is how. So whatever modes you are in, whether you are in good mode of goodness, whether you are in mode of passion, or you are in mode of ignorance, you are actually tied. You are actually tied by a rope, and and this rope is such that you could be a very good, be great in the mode of goodness, but it does not allow you. The rope does not get cut. It continues to be in the mode of in the cycle of birth and death. Whether you are in mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance, you are still not free from the cycle of birth and death. It means you have to transcend these three modes of material nature. If you remember, there was a shlok in chapter 2 where we talked, where Krishna told Arjun, Triguna way, you have to transcend these three modes of material nature and come out when we started talking about a liberated person, right? So someone who you have to transcend this, that is a Shuddha Sattva, that is a transcend, you have to transcend this mode to come out the cycle of birth and death. Clear? So it's example could be a jail. In a jail, so material world is more like a jail. So even if it's like a goodness, you are in jail, you have a room which is in which AC is fitted. And if it's a silver, you have a jail where a fan is there, and maybe ignorant is someone who's staying in a dormitory. Understood? So this is the mode of material nature. As soon as we are in this material world, we get attached to it. This clear? We go to the next slok. Sixth slok. Yeah, huh? 14.6. Yeah, 14.6. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakasha kamanamayam. Tatra sattvam nirmalatyat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena badhnati jnana sangena chanagha. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena badhnati jnana sangena chanagha. So now Krishna says, Anagha. Who is Anagha? Anagha is Arjun. Anagha is the name of Arjun. Anagha means sinless one. O sinless one. He says, O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating, and it frees one from all sinful reaction. Those situated in that mode become conditioned by the sense of happiness and knowledge. Yeah. So those who are in the mode of goodness, who have more percentage of goodness, you will see those people are always happy. We wonder sometimes how some people are always happy and some people are always cribbing, angry. Yeah. Why is it so? So why do we behave the way we behave? It is because of the modes of material nature, which also is coming from our past karmas on us. Right? So some people are always happy, always good, always very knowledgeable. Right? So they are in the mode of goodness. They'll always be doing the right things. Right? So what we'll see, what will be they associated with? They will always be associated with happiness and knowledge, who are in the mode of goodness. Yeah. Now let's go to the next shlok, which is the shlok number 7, 14th chapter. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi Trishna sanga samudbhavam tan nibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam rajo ragatmakam vidhi Trishna sanga samudbhavam tan nibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi Krishna sanga samudbhavam tan nibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. Now here he is talking about the something which is the mode of passion. Let's see. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings. O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to material fruitive actions. So passion is normally the attraction between men and women, even in a family. What happens? Just to have keep the family happy, to what the person we do, we keep on doing more and more work, more and more, we are really involved in too much of work, too much of things. Why? So that we can get a bigger house, we can get a bigger car, we can, get more material pleasures. Yeah. So someone who is in a mode of passion, what will see? They'll be really working, will always be engaged. They will have no time for anything which is, in the mode of, you ask them to come for a Gita class, they will not have time. Come to temple, they don't have time. Why? They're too busy in the activity. Many people will ask, why don't you come for a satsang? No. We don't have time. Why? What you're doing? I'm too busy, because they have to do so many things. Yeah. They're always working. But what? That will not be anything which is in the mode of goodness, but will be in the mode of which is going to help them earn more, get more material pleasure, have more fun, something like that. That will be attached to, they're in the mode of passion. Such people are in the mode of passion. Yeah. So there is a tagline. It's a Dil Mange More. You keep on asking for more. Dil Mange More. That is in the mode of passion. Yeah. Now we go to the next one, which is mode of ignorance. I think that's shlok number 8, right? I don't have that with me. Can someone read the shlok number 8?
Tamasvajnanajam vidhi.
Tamasvajnanajam vidhi. Mohanam sarvadehinam. Pramaadalasya nidrabhi. Tannibadnati bharata. Can you please repeat? Tamasvajnanajam vidhi. Mohanam sarvadehinam. Matavadalasya nidrabhi. Tannibadnati bharata. So for the mode of ignorance, what happens? They're opposite to goodness. Repeat the line, Mini.
Pramad alasya nidrabhis.
Yeah, so pramad, alasya, nidrabhi. They are always in the mode of sleep. They want to sleep. They're always lazy. Yeah, they don't want to work. Yeah, and it's dirty. It's fine. Let it be dirty. I don't worry. So what will happen? They like, for them that is what is the mode of ignorance that you will see, right? Can you please read the English?
O son of Bharat.
O son of Bharat.
Know that the mode of darkness.
Know that the mode of darkness,
Born of ignorance.
born of ignorance,
is the delusion of all embodied living entities.
There's a delusion of all embodied living entity. Yeah.
The results of this mode are madness,
The result of this mode are madness,
indolence,
Indolence,
and sleep,
indolence, and sleep,
which bind the conditioned soul.
which bind the conditioned soul. So the people who are in the mode of ignorance, what will happen? You will see they are normally lazy. They want to sleep more. They like things to be dirty. They don't want to, they just, they don't want to really work. Yeah. Acha. So now, so these are the three modes of material nature. We have understood. Now, based on the mode of material nature, we will see the behaviors of people, right? And no one is in a pure goodness, pure passion, or pure. Everyone has a combination of it. Yeah. And not only that, everyone has a combination of it also, but anything that in our life, anything that we see, everything can be characterized by these three modes of material nature. For example, time. Let's take an example of time. I mean, what do you think is the time for goodness? So anything that we have, in our life that we see, whether it's time, whether it's food, everything is inflicted by this modes of material nature. Now let's think about the time in a day. So what time do you think is a mode of goodness? Brahmurta, because it is peaceful, calm, right? So morning time is normally a peaceful time, right? So that is the mode of goodness, right? It is peaceful, calm. You can do a lot of, can connect to God. You can do what you want to do. What is the mode? What is the time which is in mode of passion? No, that is the daytime. Passion. Lot of work. Dil mange more, you are working. Lot of work is happening. Office work, we are running here, we are going there. All of us, right? That is the time we are in a mode of passion because we want to achieve something. We are trying to achieve something. We are running to achieve something. That is a mode of passion. At that point of time, we are in the mode of passion. What is the mode of ignorance?
Late night, not doing your work.
Yeah, so late evening, it is the time of ignorance when it is more of you are involved in something which is not a part of goodness or passion. Yeah, that is mainly in the later part of the day. That is the mode of ignorance. Similarly, let's talk about the place. What do you think is a place which is a place of goodness? Yeah, satsang is above goodness, it's transcendental. If you are in satsang, if you come to satsang, then you are beyond the mode of goodness. When you are, Vidyalaya, yes, that is a mode of goodness. Temple is again comes beyond goodness. It is trans. If you are going to temple, then you are actually getting beyond goodness. That is more of you are
Universities and
Goshala. Normally you see village, they have very less desires. They will be very calm. Everyone is more of, if you look at their dincharya, they'll be more of connected to God. Acha ye kaam karna hai. It will be somehow connected to God that they are normally working on, right? So such places where also forest, forest, we all from city, we run to what places? We run to, where do we run to? Mountains. We run to beaches. Why do we run to such places? Because they gives us calmness. They gives us happiness. So these are the places of goodness, right? Mountains, we find peace there, right? That's why we run. Yeah. What is the place of passion? That is
passion.
No, going to
Passion.
office. Passion.
Passion is office.
Yeah. Our city life, full-time office, going for office. These are nothing but passion, where there's a lot of work and energy. So that will come under the ignorance.
Hotels, restaurants, hotels.
Yes.
Clubs.
Yeah.
Probably clubs.
Yeah, pubs, clubs, bars, where those dances are happening. Those are the places which are place of ignorance. Yeah, wherever you see something which is intoxication is being served, and these are the places of ignorance. That should be definitely fully avoided, right? So they are the places of ignorance, right? That is there. Now let's talk about food. Food. What is sattvic food? What is the food of goodness?
Onion garlic.
Yeah, something which is less spicy, which is very plain, khichdi, simple food. Yeah, because whatever we eat, that's what we become. Yeah, whatever is going input, jaisa an vaisa man. So if we are eating lot of things which is giving us peace, how will our behavior will be? It will also be peaceful, nice, happy, right? Passion is a lot of oily, spicy, and salty, fried. All those things are pizza.
All the taste.
Yeah. So that tongue, taste the sun, tongue. Yeah. So they are the mode of passion. Yeah. So you will have that. Your behavior also will show that. And what is the mode of ignorance? What is the food in the mode of ignorance? Non-veg. Yeah. So you are killing and eating something. So that is also impacting you, because the amount of torture that the animal is going through is actually you are consuming that, and it is going through you, and accordingly your behavior will also show. So anything that we have can be categorized into the three modes of material nature, right? Now let's go to the, so that's how is our nature. It all depends upon why do we behave the way we behave. Why do we behave? It's because we are under the spell in which we are. Can we change it? Yes, we can change it. It's in our hand to change it, because the desires comes from us. The desire comes from us. So the time we start changing our desires, accordingly our modes also will change. But the thing is, whichever modes we are still bound. We are still bound in this material world, right? Now, how to come out of this material world, right? So let's go to the next slok, which is 9th chapter, 10th slok. 9th chapter, 10th slok.
407.
408. Oh, yeah, 407.
9th chapter, 10th slok. Yeah, we'll read that. Maya adhyakshena prakriti
Maya adhyakshena prakriti
suyate sacharacharam
suyate sarvacharam
hetu nanena konteya
hetuhanena kaunteya
jagat viparivartate
jagatviparivardhate
maya adhyakshena prakriti
Maya adhyakshena prakriti
suyate sacharacharam
suyate sacharacharam
hetu nanena konteya
hetuhanena kaunteya
jagat viparivartate.
jagatviparivardhate
Dipti Mataji.
Maya Dakshena Prakriti
Maya adhyakshena prakriti
Suyate Sacharacharam
suyate sacharacharam
Nanena Konteya
hetu nanena konteya
Jagadeepa Parivartate
jagat viparivartate. So Krishna says, this material nature,
This material nature,
which is one of my energies,
which is one of my energies,
is working under my direction.
is working under my direction.
O son of Kunti,
O son of Kunti,
producing all moving and non-moving beings.
producing all moving and non-moving beings.
Under its rule,
Under its rule,
this manifestation is created
this manifestation is created
and annihilated again and again.
and annihilated again and again.
So, who is the master of this material nature?
Krishna.
Who is the master of this material nature?
Krishna.
Krishna. So, Krishna says that I am the master of all this material nature. Yeah. And let's go to the next slok, which is again 7th chapter, 14th slok.
333.
7th chapter, 7th chapter, 14th slok.
333.
Yeah, ready?
Yes.
Devi Hesha Gurmai Mama Maya Durattaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Mayam Etam Taranti Te Devi Hesha Gurmai Mama Maya Durattaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Mayam Etam Taranti Te. Prabhu.
Devi Hesha Gunamayi.
Devi Hesha Gunamayi.
Mama Maya Durattaya.
Mama Maya Duratyaya.
Mameva ye prapaddante.
Mameva ye prapadyante.
Mayam etam tarantite.
Mayam etam tarantite. Now Krishna says, this divine energy of mine,
This
divine
divine
energy of mind,
consisting of the three modes of material nature,
consisting of the three modes of material nature,
is difficult to overcome.
is difficult to overcome.
But those
But those
who have surrendered unto me
who have surrendered unto me
can easily cross
can easily cross
beyond it.
beyond it.
Again, repeat. This divine energy of mine,
This divine energy of mind,
consisting of the three modes of material nature,
consisting of three modes of material nature,
is difficult to overcome.
is difficult to overcome.
But those
But those
who have surrendered unto me
who have surrendered unto me
can easily cross beyond it.
can
Can
easily
easily
cross
cross
beyond it.
beyond it.
And what is the best way to surrender?
Bhakti, chanting.
Chanting the whole. That's the first step. The more you are chanting, the more you are connecting, the more you are surrendering, the more you are letting him control you. You don't have to worry, because once you have surrendered and he has accepted your surrendering, then you don't have to worry, because he is guiding you. You don't have to worry at all. Just do the prescribed duty the way you should be living. But someone is there who is taking care of you. You don't have to worry. And the only way is chant, 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 chant. Do as much devotional service you can do. And yeah, so let's, okay. So now we'll go back to the first shlok that we started with. We were in shlok number, third chapter, shlok number 27, where we say, how do we recognize who is ignorant? And who is the person who is ignorant? He says, Aham, who believes, Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha, ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. Who believes that everything is happening because of me, because of his pride, ego. He thinks he is the one who is doing, and everything that is happening is because of him. But actually, it is the three modes of material nature in conjunction with the Paramatma is making things happen the way it is happening. Till now, we talked about only three elements. The more we grow, we'll talk about more elements which actually make the things happen for us, right? So now we are clear. Yeah. So the ignorant people think that I am the doer, but a knowledgeable person knows, that is the next shlok, which is the 20th shlok, knows I don't do anything. We are just puppet in his hand. We are nimitma, just surrender to him so that he can help you to come out of this material mode, and he takes the in charge of you, right? So now, today onwards, it is Kartik month has started, and this is the best time that you can get in your life to connect to Krishna. Yeah. So from today till 27th of November, it's Kartik month, and for Krishna, this is the best month. He loves this month a lot. Whatever you do, whatever you are going to do, if you are going to chant once Hare Krishna, you will get 100 times the benefit of that. Now, the mantra, the temple, all these things are beyond the mode of goodness. It is in the it transcends all the three modes. So when you are doing that, you're not getting bound to the material world, but you're getting freed from the material world, right? So it says, best among the yugs is Satyug, best among the plants is Tulsi, best among the river is Ganga, best among the month is Kartik. And I would request all of you that let's do the Kartik Vrata this month. I will just talk about what we need to do. And my request to all of you is that please, it's very simple. Try to do that and take his mercy. Yeah, so that we are able to come out of this modes of material nature, right? So any vrat, any austerity, any dan that is done in this month gets multiplied multifold, and it is all in the above the modes of material nature, right? If you look at this month, it is full of festivals. Now, being in India, and India being such a big country, north and south, we are very lucky that unlike 1 month, we'll have 1.5 months of this one, because in north, Kartik has already started from today till 27th of November. In south, after 15 days, Kartik will start. Yeah. So after 15 days, because from Purnima to Purnima, it gets counted in north, and Amavasya to Amavasya get counted in south. So we get 15 this month. So instead of 1 month, we have a benefit of 1.5 months. Yeah, we can do this. And what we need to do? So if you look at in this month of Kartik, we have Ras Leela. Yesterday was Sharad Purnima. That was the day when Krishna actually did the Ras Leela. Yeah, that was that day. And then we have Damodar Leela. This one, this photo you're seeing, this Kartik month is also called Damodar month. I'll talk about the story later. Today we are getting late, but this is Damodar, Krishna in the form of Damodar, and Kartik is called Damodar month. And this is a very famous story, pastime that happened between Yashoda and Damodar. Damodar means dam means rope, and Udar means stump, pate. So Yashoda, Krishna allowed Yashoda to get tied on the by a rope on the mortar, right? So that is again Leela which is there. We have Narkasur Chaturdashi, which is Diwali, which is celebrated in south of India. In north, we have Diwali, which is for Ram coming. Then we have Govardhan Leela. We have Gopashtami. We have Tulsi Viva. So this whole month, and Krishna wakes up on Ekadashi. The Ekadashi that will come in the next phase after Amavasya. That is the time when again the god wakes up, and then everything starts, good things starts happening, right? So this is a full month full of lot of festivals, lot of devotion. So my request to all of you is that please follow Kartik Vrata. And what do we need to do? We need to get up early in the morning before sunrise and take bath. If you can do, that's great. I'll tell later the story why it is so. Yeah, there's a story for all. I'll talk about that later. That if you can do, that's great. What we are going to do now is we are going to sing Damodashtkam, and after that we are going to put pure ghee lamp, offer it to Damodar. This, right? So offer the pure ghee to lamp to Krishna every day, and each person has their own journey. If you are doing, it's for you, not for your wife. You can do it in the name of your wife or your children, but still it is good if it is done for each family member by the family member. You can always do that, but the thing is, it's good that everyone does it. Offer we'll sing Damodashkam, that we'll sing now after this, and offer the lamp to Damodar in this form. Pray to Tulsi. Tulsi is favorite of Krishna, and the way to approach Krishna is also by worshipping Krishna, Tulsi. So offer the lamp also to Tulsi, and chant as many rounds as you can, because whatever you chant, even Govinda you tell one, it is taken 100 times, right? Then read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, whatever scriptures that you can read, learn your scriptures, what it is. If possible, visit Holy Dham. If you can, take bath in Ganga, take bath in Yamuna. Even it's said that even Devtas want to take bath in, they come down to take bath in Ganga, and I'll tell you the story later why and how, why it's said so. And visit your holy dham the more you can. Kartik is a very, very auspicious step. Even one step that you take in the holy dham, that is counted as 1,000 steps that you have taken. Yeah, so it is very, very important to visit your holy dham, go to temple, at least circumambulate the temple, do as much bhakti as you can. Yeah, that is how we can actually come out of this. And now my request is, let's all of us sing the Damodar Ashtakam, and then we will offer the lamp. Yeah. So Vaishnavi, you need to lead that. Yeah. You can, it's there, the link has been sent in the WhatsApp, or you can take that book from there, 16th to 18th pages in that. Yeah, you can just distribute the book. Yeah, 16 to 18 pages is Damodar Ashtakam. You can take that book. Yeah. 16 to 18th. It's in English as well as Hindi. We can just see that. Yeah. Come, we'll start. Vaishnavi. Chidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Bhajamanam Namanabhiyo Lokayadavamanam Paramishta Matyotato Ditya Gopya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Sudantam Muhurneta Yukmam Vichantam Karam Koja Yukmena Satankanetram Muhushwasakam Patri Rekhanka Kantha Sthita Deva Damodaram Bhaktivadham Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Iti Dikshalilaabhirananda Kunde Swagosham Nimanjantam Akhapayantam Tadiyeshetagyeshu bhaktaijitatvam Puna Premadastam Shataviti Vande Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Varam Deva Moksham Na Moksham Vadimva Na Janyam Vrineham Vareshadapiha Idam Deva Purnat Gopal Balam Sada Me Manasya Viratam Himanye Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Idam te mukham bhojam atyanta nile Vratam kuntalai snigdha raktescha gopya Muhushchumbitam bimba raktadharam me Manasya virastamalam lakshalabhe Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalabhimagnam Kripadishta Vishyati Dinam Patanu Vihanesha Mama Geme Dikshidishya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kuveratmajo Badha Muteva Yadvat Tvaya Mochitau Bhakti Bhajau Kritau Cha Tatha Prema Bhaktim Swakame Prayacha Namo Kshegraho Me Asti Damodareha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namaste Sudamne Supradeepta Dhamne Tvadiyodarayat Vishwasya Dhamne Namo Radhikayai Tvadiya Priyayai Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tubhyam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Hare. Hare Krishna. With this, I would request all of you to please offer the ghee lamp to Damodar Krishna, and please do it every day. And Hare Krishna. We finished the class today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.